Yes, people. What's going on? CL Talks Football. We're back again with another season of the Premier League. Can you guys believe it? It's already over. The summer's break is over. The transfer window is going to end soon. The season's beginning. We're going to be going through stretch for the next 6 months, depending on how our players do every weekend. It's going to be a mad thing. But before we go any further, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button. I got a wonderful panel for you guys today. We're going to have my boy Deo in the building. We're going to have my boy Kaz in the building. These guys are both going to be joining us. It's going to be a wonderful show. We're going to be talking about everything around the game versus Manchester United. And of course, this is also kind of Manchester United's preview to the season, also in addition to just Arsenal versus Manchester United, because we haven't really gotten to do a deep dive into Manchester United, so might as well do both in the same stream today. Now, please do hit that like button. Please do hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Let me know what you guys are thinking in the comment section, as I honestly don't know what to expect from this game yet. But yeah, we're going to get to everything in a second. I just want to say shout out to all you guys who've been supporting the channel this entire summer. We have had an amount of support that we've never had on the channel before, and I just want to say big up to all you guys. The amount of support you've shown. The channel has now gotten to 36,000 subscribers. We went from 30 to 36,000 in just a couple of months in the summer transfer window. So shout out to you guys. And yeah, let me bring my boys in the building. We got Deo in the house, reinforcement on the Arsenal side. We got Staffy in the building. I think this is the first time I've had Staffy on my channel in over 4 months. This is crazy. It's been a long time, bro. When was the last time we spoke?
4 months? It's surely more than that.
Bro, it had to have been when we played each other.
Staffy's a celebrity now. You know how hard it is.
Stop saying that, please.
Nah, you know how crazy it can
get. More away than being a celebrity, Dio. Let's be honest.
I'm messing with you, man.
Yeah,
if I ever become a celebrity, trust me, I would hate it, because I'm so I love my private life. I love the introverted type of life.
You know, some guy dabbed me up today. I was walking in Reading. Some guy just walked up to me, see, yo, Ego, what up? Dabbed me up, and I kept it moving.
Bro, I went to the United West Ham game, and I'm sitting next to someone, and we're talking whatever. He was mad energetic, so I loved it. And you know me, I'm a little bit more calm. It's a preseason game. I'm not getting hyped. He was mad hyped. And then we start talking about content. And he started mentioning the content creators that he watches. And he mentioned Saeed as one of them, and the football territory. I was like, yeah, I'm on these channels. And he looked at me. He was like, I don't think you look familiar. I was like, you probably, that's why. He's like, yeah, I always watch these channels. I was like, yeah, I'm there. So he kind of recognized me and didn't recognize me at the same time.
You know what it is? I feel like sometimes they're too shy to actually say what they're thinking. Because I've had
you know who gives me a lot of love? Arsenal fans. Every time I went to a United Arsenal game, I get recognized by a lot of Arsenal fans, and they actually show me mad love, which is the opposite of what happens to me on YouTube. On YouTube, they like to drag me everywhere. But in real life, they actually show me a lot of love.
YouTube, not real life, man. A lot of the people in the comment section are just here to be entertained, and they're toxic sometimes. They love the toxicity. That's why you can't. You know how many people would have gotten into fights if they listened to the comment section every time? Comment section just want drama. And that's what they live for. A lot of people in the comment section will just say the most outlandish stuff, and remember the epidemic when everyone was pretending to be another YouTube channel. That was a mad thing. There was a good period of time where people, they didn't know who was who. They would have to message the person, be like, "Yo, is this you?" Before YouTube actually put the thing where you.
Bro, there was a fake Staffy TV going on, mad channels just talking shit.
Bro, I had a fake Eagle Talks Football going on Lee Gunner's channel, going on all these people's channels, trying to start bullshit. It's just how things work.
You know what that reminds me of? It reminds me of the joke that Dave Chappelle said that happened between him and what's this guy's name? Cat Williams. Yeah. He said that Cat Williams online on Twitter said something to him, and then he responded to Cat Williams, not knowing that it was two trolls online, right? Literally. So when he saw Cat Williams in real life, he was like, "Yo, Cat, we got to squash the beef." Cat's like, "What beef are we talking about?" The guy's like, "On Twitter." Cat's like, "I'm not on Twitter." And this guy is like, "I'm not on Twitter." Literally, there was rumors that they had beef, but it was two different people who just signed up with their names.
Imagine two troll accounts having Arteta and Ruben Amorim talking shit to each other on. It just wouldn't happen. But boys, before we get into the actual Arsenal part of this video, I quickly wanted to ask Staffy, and hopefully when Kaz joins, I wanted to ask you, what do you think about your window? Because I feel like Man United fans are still upset. You always want more. Everybody wants more.
First of all, I'm not UK based, so you shouldn't ask me for my opinion, because my opinion is irrelevant.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that.
With that joke being now, I had to say it at some point today. I was like, you know, I'll probably say it when I see you, Gal, because it's very fitting.
You know something? I feel like that whole you're British, you're this, you're that. Oh, also women talking about women and saying they don't have a place in football commentary. We should just have men. It's like people need to stop gatekeeping and just realize, yo, this is for everyone. It's not for you. And I think they're like the fact that other people who are from other places are getting as much notoriety and a voice just goes to show you that there's so many different types of people on here, and they don't have to look at the game the same way as you. They don't have to smell it the same way as you. But guess what? The same way that people watch you, they're gonna probably watch that person, or maybe even more. But
yeah. I just have to say,
I don't even want to get into it too much. It is what it is. We spoke about it, but yeah, that I think at this point it's just if we keep hearing stuff like this, it's just gonna get ridiculous. People need to get.
Basically, long story short, don't let anyone tell you what you can or what you can't do. And if they have an issue with it, just punch them in the face.
People I have my sayings. You want to know something is one of my sayings. Let me tell you something funny. I just say
you always do that. You always do that. And it's a subconscious thing for you. Like we'll have a debate and out of nowhere you'll be like, you want to know something? I'm like, no, I don't want to know, but go ahead and tell me anyways.
No, because it's a polite way of trying to interject without being rude. Like that's my whole logic behind it. I'm not trying to be rude, but I have to somehow interject. And I'm not going to get my voice across when there's a bunch of people who disagree with me if I don't tell them, give them like a hook. I'm basically treating people like TikTok. That's what it has to be. But hey, let's get into it. Staffy, talk to me. We're going to give you the floor. I want to know what you really think about Manchester United's window, because I see you going back and forth with Terry all the time about things. I see you going back and forth with people all the time. And yes, people, I am in the UK, in case you guys are wondering. But yeah, go ahead. What are you saying, Staffy? It's been 7 minutes. That's the longest intro I've had in a long time.
Yeah, my summer this one. First of all, guys, make sure you like the video, subscribe to your gal, get him to 40K, and all that stuff. Our summer window. Yeah, I've been a little bit indifferent about it. There was times where I was more frustrated, and there was times now where I'm a little bit more pleased, which maybe that was Terry's argument the whole time, that I was a little bit impatient. I don't want to call it impatient. It's more of frustration, and maybe frustration is a side of being impatient, I guess, or you become impatient because you're frustrated. But I think United fans were very justified to feel the way they feel, especially with the last few years that we had, and the last few windows we had. So a lot of it is I think it's built up trauma, I should say. I'm still a little bit indifferent about our summer because, yes, I do think we made quality signings. I don't think we made enough signings that I wanted it to be. And we definitely didn't make enough sales that I wanted it to be, because we still are yet to make one sale. We have sold 0 players so far. And yes, I understand the situation before people say, how do you expect this? How do you expect that? Sancho being difficult to deal with, Anthony being difficult to deal with. Garnacho shouldn't even get me started with them. Yes, they fucked up the whole thing. Probably the only positive outgoing we had was finally, I mean, he's still not sold, but Rashford finally leaving, which means the toxicity just goes down a little bit. But at least we saved about 17 million in wages that we can use towards transfers this summer. Very happy with Mbumo, very happy with Cunha. If we get Baleba, I'll be over the moon. And Sesko's a little bit is a one that I was just being a little bit shameless about it. But if you ask me for my honest opinion, he wasn't my first option. I never claimed for him to be my first option. I personally thought the better strategy for United this summer was to get a stopgap striker. Someone who's a little bit over 27, 28, a little bit more on the cheaper side, about 40, 45 million. No, not even Gyökeres, because I as much as I felt like Gyökeres fit us in a footballing sense, I do think we don't match his timeline, which is him coming in at this time at his prime and coming to win stuff. I don't think United can win stuff right now. So maybe in terms of how we play, because we're still a transition team and he plays better on the transition. In that aspect, yeah, sure. But if you ask me in terms of profile in his timeline or whatever, he wouldn't have fit that. I wanted him Arteta. That was the first striker I talked about all summer. And then we got linked with a couple strikers, like Watkins, this and that. And I was like, you know what, bro? I don't like these options. I definitely didn't want, what's his name? Nico Jackson or whatever. But they did go for Sesko. And as much as I didn't want Sesko because of the fear of we're going to fail another young striker, it's too early for him to come in and lead the line, especially at a club like Manchester United that, no matter how good or bad United are, United are going to be on the TVs, bro. Everyone's going to be waiting. They're going to be watching. The lights are bright, and people are going to expect him to fail. They're going to put a lot of pressure on him. That's the only thing I didn't want for him. I do feel like he's a good striker. You remember this. I kept saying I think he fits Arsenal more stylistically and stability-wise. You guys are much more stable than us. I think you can actually bring in young players and give them the platform to succeed because you guys have been much more stable over the last 3 seasons versus us. Us, on the other hand, we're bringing in a young kid right away. 22 is very young for a striker still. To come in and lead the line, it is added pressure. I'd say the only saving grace is that he has Mbeumo and Cunha next to him, and we are putting more pressure on them being prem-proven, expensive signings, done it before in the league, scored combined 35 last season. I looked at that, I was like, you know what? Maybe I could just somewhat see this as a positive, and hopefully the teammates around him and the new culture that we have with this new manager, that he gives them a platform where it nurtures him a little bit more, and we don't expect him to hit his peak until like 2-3 seasons from now. So happy with the income, as like I said, not really happy that we can't move on players.
Hey,
you might get lucky though, Staffy. You know, every now and then a player comes. We said the same thing about Haaland coming in from Dortmund. Like, oh, he's young. Some people said when Haaland came, Haaland would score a few goals. No, people say that. No, not you. I'm saying, like, I remember Goldberg saying Haaland would score 15 goals. What's his name? This guy that supports Chelsea too.
Rory, not Goldberg.
Yeah, not Goldberg. Yeah, sorry, Rory. I remember Rory saying 15 goals. Or he's not. Many content makers said he's going to score, but they didn't think he was going to score 50-something goals. I'm saying you can never tell. Maybe all Sesko needs, right, is that environment, like you said, with Mbeumo and Cunha, who are prem-proven, to actually for him to just take off. So I know 22 could be young, but we're seeing 17.
Let me correct you though before you can. Let me correct you on something. So Sesko at 22, as much as he's our player now, I can't even gas him and pretend that at 22 he was close to Haaland 22. Haaland at 22 is already established, which is crazy. That's why he's generational. You don't get established at 22 as a striker. Sesko, however, it's not just about the environment, Dayu. There's a lot in his game that needs to be worked on still, which is fine for his age. Because when you look at Sesko, the strikers that you look at, you know what their best thing is. Oh, the striker either runs channels. This striker is amazing in the air. This guy's a hold-up striker. You look at Sesko, he's a combination of everything. He hasn't yet been molded into one striker that you know this is what he's excellent at. The saving grace is, and what's good about him is he has a lot of raw attributes that you can mold him into anything. It's like I gave you a piece of clay. Just make whatever you want out of it. That's who Sesko is right now. So not only is it about being in the right environment, there's going to be a lot of coaching that's needed for him, because we have to tell him, listen, hey, you were playing a little bit hold up in Leipzig. Now I need you to come in here, run channels for Cunha, link up with Mbeumo, keep that physical level and improve it, because now you're going to go against absolute beasts in the Premier League. I mean, some of the worst teams in the Premier League still have a Tarkowski playing for them and a Dan Burn and these type of physical center backs. So he needs to come in and actually learn how to play a certain way, while also hoping that we nurture him in this environment. So it's a big task, but I hope that we can do it.
I just see I think I see the positive of most sides of most things, because for me, I'm thinking to myself, regardless of how bad it is, Sesko is a better striker than Højlund. Like, you know,
Dayu, you are. So
no,
what is that statement?
So my
I don't know about that.
So my thing is, you know, now
hey, Dayu running the channels, bro. You never know that. What was the Nigerian striker, Dayu?
Hold on.
Martins, that was his name. Played for Newcastle. Maybe Dayu can be.
You had Igalo playing for you guys just a couple years ago.
Is he Igalo?
Oh, he could be Igalo. Yeah, maybe he plays like Igalo. Who knows?
Hold on. Are you making fun of me? What's your name?
Yo, guys, we just got news. Max Dowman is going to be in the Premier League official team.
Yeah, he's coming. He's going to play in December. I told you. They're waiting for him to turn 16.
They registered him in the official team.
Yeah, he's registered. I told you now. Igal, look at this video clip. This is a 6-a-side, right? If you can see it. Let me see.
What are you trying to show us?
Hold on. I need to, you know what? Let me plug it in.
Are you trying to say you're an actual better striker than Højlund? Come on, you're shameless.
I'm about to show. I'm shameless. I'm shameless.
Maybe he is, bro. Allow him.
Man's pulling a Hamza. But
Hamza,
while you're at it,
hey, respect that, yo, man.
While he's pulling that up, let me ask you another question about United quickly. While he's setting that up, what is your best 11? And I'm gonna pull it up. You tell me. And we're gonna play around with this 11 to see.
Well, let's see the footage from Dayo.
Hold on, let me pull this up real
If it's a
quick.
good goal, you might have to play for us on the weekend.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look
No,
at Manchester United's lineup. We're gonna look at
Okay,
Manchester
put it-
United's last lineup from last season. Oh, what is this?
You,
Put it on the main. Yeah.
Go ahead. Go
No.
ahead.
yeah, ready? Go. Watch this goalie go.
Bicycle.
Yeah. Don't mess
No way
with me.
Dyer scored an overhead kick.
Dyer scored an overhead kick. That's mad.
Don't do that, guy. I still got small game a little bit.
Okay.
Rebound, flick it in the air. Let's go.
Hey,
I'm not the striker.
I'm doing FIFA style low driven shots. That's pretty much it. But let's get to this team. So this is the last team you played with in the Premier League, Staffy. Sorry, the last team you played with in the Premier League. Yeah. So what are you doing with this team? How are you changing it?
But in there, actually played all preseason, but now they're saying Onana's ready to start, which I don't know how or why.
All right.
But that's what the news are saying. Lindelof no longer plays for the club. He left. So you can put in Euro there. No, Namazar, he's injured. But put Lenny Euro there. That's our best center back, by the way. I don't care what anyone says. That's the future.
So that's the three.
I don't think anyone should disagree. I think Heaven picked up because of the injury he picked up last game. I don't know how serious it is. Unfortunately, he's been as good as he's been for us since we got him off you guys. Every time he gets in good form, he picks up a stupid injury that takes him out for a little bit. So I don't know if that injury is bad or not, but we took him off as soon as he got injured. I'm just gonna assume that he's not available for the game because we haven't heard anything about it. And that's how I'm gonna put Luke Shaw there.
Is Luke
in
Shaw
the
even
left center.
fit? That guy, he's never available.
I mean, he's finally available. And then central center back, I think he's gonna go with De Ligt. I think he really likes Maguire, but I think this game where we're gonna do a little bit more defending, I think he would trust. And De Ligt I think he is a better box defender than Maguire. But I think that's the back that he's gonna go for. Now the midfield, just put Ahmad on the left to get out the way and put Dorgo on the left. Ahmad on the right and Dorgo on the left. Yeah. The midfield is the tough one because there's no good combination of midfield there. I think he's gonna go with Bruno Fernandes and whoever he chooses to put next to him. And
I'd say or Mainu.
I don't know, bro. I think he's gonna trust Casemiro. And if he doesn't, I wouldn't be shocked. But I think he's gonna go for Casemiro.
You know what I think is gonna happen? I think it's gonna be a situation where Bruno is gonna be part of the front three.
No. I'll actually tell you what's gonna happen because we did it in our last preseason. So put Bruno back there. Now the front line is gonna be Cunha on the left, and then you got Mbeumo on the right.
Okay. And who's up top?
And then he's gonna leave Mason Mount up there. The reason he leaves Mason Mount up there and what we did last game, as much as I don't enjoy it and I can't wait for Sesko to be there and Xerxes to come back, but Mason Mount can actually interchange with the two other players. So he's actually not a 9. We just have an interchangeable front three where they can all just switch roles. So Mbeumo goes up a little bit, Cunha goes up a little bit, then Mason Mount drops, and it's an interchangeable front three. And even the times where Bruno bursts forward, someone like Cunha can drop a little bit deeper in his role or a Mason Mount. So until we get a 9, our front three is 9-less. It's just it's 3 attackers that are kind of inverted attackers. You know what I'm saying? No clear number 9 in the front line. We're gonna chase the ball a lot. So I know he rates Mount and he's gonna trust him to press and run off the ball. So I think he's gonna start there. So yeah, guys, I'm sorry. Sesko's not gonna play. If he plays, he's gonna play 10 minutes. Højlund, he would rather not play a 9 than to put Højlund. And Xerxes is still unavailable. So we actually don't have a 9 that is fit enough to play 90 minutes next year.
Also, before we get onto the actual game and Arteta and Amorim and everything, what's your prediction for your top? You know what? Forget about the prediction for the top. Just what's your prediction for Man United season?
So I'm going to drop a predictions video still. And I haven't decided where I want to put Man United.
Okay.
Unless we get Baleba. I don't really put it anywhere past 8. I think we'll
I have you 5th.
I don't think so. I think 5th has to be Baleba and very good football. And I don't know if we'll get Baleba.
You don't have to play good football to get top 5.
Of course, have you not seen us, bro? We play bad football. Our football is uninspiring. It's bad
what
football.
you guys were doing last season, if you can add goals to that defense last season, and still give up a lot of chances, I feel like you could add an extra 20
It isn't
points.
as easy as that, because in preseason we played a lot of high risk, high reward football, which is kind of similar to what Klopp did in his first year with Liverpool, and we
So you
looked
think
very
your defense-
exposed at times.
You think your defense has gotten worse with the way your attackers are now going to be more prevalent?
It's not that the defense got worse. It's that our midfield is just our midfield just isn't good, and they look exposed when our press isn't executed well, or if we get countered. So that the backline ends up having to do more work than they need to, because we still look like a donut at times, like donut FC. The middle sometimes just gets cooked. Casemiro gets a nosebleed when he has to press. Bruno sometimes just has like no positional awareness. So the midfield is our weakest department right now. And that's why I can't look at a team with a horrible midfield and put them top 5. Like, I've watched too much football to ever see a team that has a very bad midfield do anything amazing. Which is why I keep saying, like, if Baleba comes in, I'll have to think about that one, because I do think he's an absolute needle changer in terms of going to anyone's midfield. He instantly comes in and improves anyone's midfield by a large margin, let alone our poor midfield. But until that, and then I see any adaptation in football, I have no evidence to suggest we're 5th. So I'm putting United somewhere right now around 8th. And until then, I mean, as I said, I'm gonna do a predictions video by the end of the transfer window. So like in a couple more weeks. So then I'll decide. But as of right now, we're just a better mid-table team. I don't think we've improved that much.
Fair.
What do you think, Indaya?
I thought you guys improved more than that, but go ahead there.
I told Igal in another stream that we did, I said I think that Manchester United or Tottenham are going to be the dark horses this season to make 5th. And I still believe it strongly. There's many reasons. If you look at the United team that came 15th, 16th, whatever it was last season, right? And you look at all the elements that you guys had, your front three was horrible. You've changed that. Now, if you add goals to what you did last season, that already takes you mid-table. The window is not closed. You bring in a good goalkeeper that can remove the mistakes that Onana cost you. Onana cost you guys like 5 games last season. You bring a goalkeeper that doesn't cost you those 5 games. You move from mid-table to 7th already. Like, that's how
we didn't.
I know, but I'm saying the window is not closed. So I'm not judging the United team until I see what they do on the final day. Like, if by the final day you somehow bring in a better goalkeeper and you bring in Baleba in the midfield, I see you getting 5th, 6th easily. Because again, it's those little elements, like it's the same way when people criticize what Arsenal did last season. I'm like, 15 of our top players of our first team, 15 players of our first team last season missed more than 5 games. 15 missed more than 5 games. Some of them 27 games, 12 games. Gabriel Magalhaes, 12 games. People don't remember this. Saka 20. I mean,
is he back yet, by the way?
Oh, he's back. Yeah, he's back.
He played the last game. He's gonna start versus Man United.
Timber 13 games. Ben White 27 games. The people, and guess what? The players who missed the least that were like 5 games. Guess who they were? Jorginho. That means we had more Jorginho available to us all season.
Also, did you guys notice?
It's like, that's crazy, So
Arteta's changed so much things now. He changed how he does preseason. He didn't focus on the starters. He focused on the backups. Also, he changed how he presses. He's changed how quickly we played in that game versus Atletico Bilbao. You can clearly see there's an emphasis to move the ball quicker.
He's changed every season. That's one thing I can say, that he's a manager that has somehow found a way to change. Since 2022, we've played a different style of football every season. 2022,
but you know how it is. At the beginning of every season, people find something to complain about.
Yeah, I get it, but I'm just saying, like, I'll stick to the conversation, which is just the football itself. Arteta is a manager known to change every season. We've seen him do it, so I'm not surprised he's changing this season again. I just, at this stage with Manchester United, let's go back to Man U. At this stage with Man U, I think Amorim needs to be back a couple more players, two, 3 more players before the window closes. And then I wanted something against Stafford about United. Your comms team for your club, just like Arsenal, are very, very bad. Apparently, United had a almost 300 million pound extension loan from their bank that they can dip into this season to spend. And your club could not put out a press release saying, listen, we know we said we're broke, but we do have this, so people don't panic. We will buy players. Because now that you're buying players, they're like, where's the money coming from? And then I go do some digging and find out the club, they had some cushion of money. I think that if they do that, the fans will not be as mad as, like, are we buying players? Where are they coming from? When is the players coming from? Like, that would...
But they usually they brief you when things are going bad to try to calm down people.
Yeah, but like with Arsenal, we knew we were going to spend. Forget all the rumors of, there's a war chest of 250 million or whatever. We looked at the books and you're like, Arsenal made a profit of 190 million last season. So they're going to spend anyways. They already made a profit by coming second and reaching this thing. So as a business, you definitely have to reinvest at that point. United, it looked like they had expended all their money there and they didn't have any money. So fans were panicking as soon as the window opened and they went buying players. Fans are like,
I don't think all the fans were panicking. I think Staffy was just upset that they didn't start getting stuff done quicker.
Yeah, which
right,
is true.
Yeah, it was just a little bit annoyed.
Yeah.
So it was annoying. It still is an annoying situation, no matter who you want to blame. Sometimes like a situation can be annoying and you can't really blame one person. It doesn't mean that it's still not annoying. Like today we're finally getting links that that Sancho's going to Roma. They're willing to bid 20 million. 20 million plus, I think, for him, which is actually a very good deal. That's basically what we missed on with Chelsea. That 20 million is Baleba money. There's the Højlund situation right now. The most frustrating one is Garnacho. I can't wait for that scrub to leave. I've never liked him since day one. Never hopped on his bandwagon. Never glazed him like everyone else did. Always said that first of all, kid's overhyped, nasty attitude. And look at us now, 2 years later. He's holding us to ransom because he wants to go to Chelsea, and we can't even get money for him. So it's just like a frustrating situation, bro. But back to what Dayo was saying. Yeah, I mean, listen, they're talking about all that money and whatever, and I feel like they're gonna. I think we're gonna get Baleba, bro. I can't explain why. I just know we will. If that makes sense.
Let me ask you about enough about Baleba. What do you guys think about Eze? Because right now, everyone's saying Eze to Tottenham, Eze to Arsenal. I think Arsenal are still in this Eze talk. Like they're not giving up on it.
I have a wild take on Eze, and when I said it last time, people said I was crazy. Look, again, my question is, Eze to Arsenal, does Eze get me over the line? That's the first question. The second question is, what's my weakest link in my team right now?
Left wing.
It's my left wing. I will focus on the left wing more than I would focus on getting Eze in at this point.
What do you want in left wing, Dayo?
I'll get Rafael Leao right now. We played.
Is he attainable?
No. But
he said he's not leaving AC Milan.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. Who would I like? I know whether attainable or not. I can't really say. But the person that I see.
No, but I want you to talk about the attainable ones because it's like, yeah, you can mention all the best players in their position.
Attainable ones would be all the attainable deals that are on first tier. Attainable deal is Barcola free. Like these are players that I'm like, all right, cool. Is Ademola Lookman available? I just need somebody stronger on the left. Martinelli, at this age, after 3 seasons, has shown me that it's going to take a miracle for him to break into that level that we want of consistency. Right now, I need someone better on that left wing. Then I can wait till the last day of the window and do the Eze deal. And say, all right, Eze coming. Because Eze is a prem-proven player that can come in and slot in immediately. So I would rather fix my left wing where there's a problem, where I know that, again, Trossard is injured right now. And Trossard is also we're banking on him leaving. So even if the season started today, guess what? We only have one real left winger, Martinelli. If he gets knocked in the first game against United, we have no left wingers now. Now we're forced to play Noni Madueke on the left. I think utility player like Noni across the board play, that was our Trossard replacement for me because Trossard will leave. So let's just fix that left-hand side and then we can do the Eze deal. Because again, if Eze comes in, Eze plays in the left, Eze plays as an 8 for Crystal Palace. He doesn't play as a 10-10 fully. And if he comes in as an 8,
he plays the winger.
But I'm saying if he comes in right now and you're playing Odegaard on the right, okay, play Eze on the right, play Declan Rice on the left. Is that what you want to do? But if you're going to play,
I'm saying Eze would play left wing for Arsenal because the way we use our left winger. Again, he occupies a similar area of space.
He doesn't. I checked his heat map with Martinelli's heat map. Martinelli holds the touchline a lot more. Eze is on the inside channel of the left. Eze literally works his magic in that inside channel, which is where Declan is. But Declan does more box to box, right? That's the same place. So
Declan can stay back deeper. We can let him cook.
I'm not saying Declan can't. Again, you have to realize, for me, I'm looking at the department that needs the most. I won't bring in a player that plays in the left midfield to play my left winger. I
think we need more Mavericks, but let me hear from Staffy. What are you saying, Staffy? When you hear about these Eze links to Spurs and Arsenal and everything?
I think he's better fit for Spurs, but if he would have came to Arsenal, I looked at him as your left wing, because I think you need creation, and I don't think you need a touchline winger like that. You mentioned Barcola. I think Barcola is not what you need. He's very pacey, very good dribbler. He lacks end product, and I don't think that's a good combination for the striker that you signed. I'm looking to accommodate Gyökeres. If I'm Berta right now, I'm trying to say, what is the next move after I got Gyökeres? And when you get Gyökeres, you get that type of striker. He needs a lot of supply. Now, I don't think your midfield has a lot of creation to begin with, because Rice is not creative. Zubamendi is a deep lying midfielder, so that's not even his role, to be fair. And I think the most creative player you have in the midfield is Odegaard. And to be fair, we've seen him in a lot of times. He struggles because I don't think he has a counter partner on the other side who can help with that load of creating chances. So if Rice is not going to be creative where he plays in that left 8, I got to at least give him a creative left winger. So now I at least have a creator in the left wing, the right wing, and one of the 8s. To me, that's a little bit better than what you have currently. So I would be looking at someone like Eze in games where you're going to dominate, where he's going to pick up the ball and he's going to invert into the midfield anyways to play in central areas, which this is what you want him to do. But I'd rather him drift from wide areas into central areas rather than picking up the ball in central areas. And now you have another creator on him. And then even when you use, because I don't know who your left back is, but I know you guys played Mazou Scully a lot there, or even if you play Calafiori, whoever you have a left back, once he inverts into that middle of the central areas of the pitch, you get your left back to push up a little bit more, to operate a little bit as a winger when you have the ball. And there you go. You have 2 creative players in the midfield. You have Saka on the right, and you have a left back that pushed. You got numbers now, and all that benefits Gyökeres more because there's more players now to supply him the ball. That's just like how I view it.
You're right. But again, if you look at a player like Calafiori, every time he plays, Martinelli looks better. Because again, we have a right-footed left back complementing left-footed.
Left-footed.
Left-footed left back complementing Martinelli's right foot on the left-hand side. Now, is that good enough? I hear you with the Barcola shot, but my thing is he is marginally right now better than Martinelli in form. Right?
He's Martinelli with tech because he runs down the line. Good. He can dribble past the man.
What you also have to remember is we could be changing how we play.
And again, Gyökeres, if you realize, well, we could be, which is true. So then let's just do the Eze deal if that's the thing. If you're going to change the style,
because our wingers on the left have not been as creative. Now that you have Saka, Eze, Odegaard, Declan Rice all on the pitch with Zubamendi, we have multiple people to feed the striker. This is a whole new system to feed one person. That's how I view it. Obviously, they're all going to get goals. They're all going to contribute. But this is definitely going to help us out massively.
I know.
But hey, let me just read this super chat. I rated Kudus at Ajax before West Ham. Arsenal slept. You know what? Kudus is a quality player, but he's at Tottenham now. There's nothing for us to say. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm looking at the odds makers. They usually know something. Staffy, odds makers don't give Arsenal favors over Tottenham in a deal where they feel like Tottenham's actually going to get the deal done.
You think you're going to get Eze? Because the news today are saying otherwise.
The odds are the odds are 1-2 for Arsenal and 1-10 for Spurs. Oh, what the hell? What the hell just happened? I don't even know what the hell just happened. Anyways, Staffy's back. And
sorry.
I think what happened is Kaz thought we were going live at 10 o'clock, so he's going to be joining us any moment now. But before we go any further, please do hit the like button, guys. Please do hit the subscribe button. Let's actually talk about the game. And the first thing I'm going to talk about is who's under more pressure, because everyone keeps telling me Arsenal's under the most pressure, and I do agree. But at the same time, Ruben Amorim's also under a lot of pressure at Manchester United. Which manager is under more pressure this season, do you feel like? Because Arteta just got given a new contract. Ruben Amorim's in his second season. It's really, I feel like either one could see out the season. Either one could potentially be gone.
The pressure for both of them is determined by what they are going to achieve. Again, nobody's expecting Ruben Amorim right now this season after what he's been through and everything. So, what's up, Kaz? Kaz beats.
What are you doing?
What was that?
There's a guy. There used to be a singer in Nigeria back in the day called Kaz Beats. Kaz Beats.
See, that explains why I didn't know. I'm not Nigerian.
How are we
Yeah.
supposed to know that?
Yeah,
Yeah, well, why did you think we were gonna understand what that means?
no, I just did it for fun, man. Like, hey, I like
Hey,
it.
yeah, anyways, just to let Kaz know what we're talking about. We're talking about Arteta and Ruben Amorim. Who's under more pressure?
Different
It's a mix.
Different situation, Igal. That's
long term Arteta, short term Amorim.
Yeah, that's a good response. I agree.
You think if
Like-
Ruben Amorim starts the season bad, he could be gone?
I don't think they're gonna get rid of him. It has to go really, really bad for him to get rid of him because clearly they've proven that they have higher tolerance for managers. They kept Ten Hag because he won an FA Cup and they really, really wanted to sack him, especially after that Palace result. They really backed this guy. But I think Cass said it perfectly. He has to perform early on because he already has like half the fan base on his neck. So he needs to perform early on. Arteta would have pressure. Like Arteta wouldn't get sacked anywhere in mid-season because you're never going to perform low enough for him to get sacked. But there's a conversation if you go another year trophyless where they sit there in the summer and be like, listen, you saw it the season, you still didn't win anything. It's time to move you on. Whereas there is a scenario for Amorim if it goes really bad again and we're anywhere near 15th again, I think he gets cut. There's no way they keep him.
and again,
Let me ask you guys both a question. This is regarding to Arsenal, Kaz, and Staffy. Arteta wins the Premier League before he leaves Arsenal, or Ruben Amorim gets Manchester United back into the Champions League, competing for titles. What's more likely?
What was the first one again? Arteta wins the Prem.
Yeah,
Second one then.
So you're saying Ruben Amorim has a better chance of getting you guys back competing in the league than Arteta going on and actually getting a league title?
Yeah, I don't believe in your manager. You know what? Yeah, it's not even a disrespect or anything. It's just that you know what? I think they're probably just as bad as one another. I would say you have to see it to believe it, but in the same breath, you could say that with Amorim after the disastrous season. It's half and half, bro. It's 50-50.
If somebody said to you right now,
it is 50-50.
Guys, if somebody said to you right now, Liverpool are going to fall off, who wins the league?
Chelsea.
Fair. You don't believe in Arsenal?
No, I don't. I think your team's not. I think you slightly fumbled it, kind of. And you know what? It might not just be a case of you. I think you're definitely, bro. You're a top team, bro. But I feel like these other sides have got more fluid front threes. Like they got options, good options. I think the only good options you lot have is what you got up front. Your wings option after Saka or left wing after Saka is quite diabolical, I must admit. But there is 16, 17 days left of the window, so that could be rectified.
Staffy,
So that's
same
for me at
question.
the stance.
Staffy, same question. Do you believe Arsenal can win the league under this team, this manager, and currently as constructed?
You can, but I don't think you will. Like, I can't tell you that you don't have the facilities to do it. You do have good enough players to try and win it. Cass said it well there. Like, there's too many other teams that have more fluid front lines, more fluid midfields. I think the only reason I kind of respect your team highly is because you do have a very solid back line. And you do have a very good partnership back there. So when it gets bad, it doesn't get too bad. Like, I can see you guys struggling to win some games, but you never really lose games. Like last season, you lost 14. You drew 14 games, I think. And that wasn't because your defense was bad. It was mainly because you just weren't that good going forward. So I can always rely that on your bad day, you can still be a team that goes into games and doesn't get battered or loses too many games, which is why you'll still be up there. I don't like the combinations you have in the midfield, and I don't like the combinations you have up front.
You don't like Zubimendi, Declan Rice, and Odegaard?
Hold on,
I think he's weak.
Staffy, let me start. To the 14 games that we drew last season, 6 of those games we played with 10 men. So that's a discipline issue. We had 6 red cards, which I don't care how it came. That's the discipline issue between the manager.
That's a fair enough argument.
So 6 of those games, again, the other 8 of those games, we played with no literally we didn't have a striker. We've not had an out-and-out 9. In those other 8 games, I guarantee with a striker that can put the ball in the back of the net, with Saka by the time he got injured in December, had created 12 big chances, was injured for 3 months, came back, and was the second player in the league with the most big chances still created, even with his injury out. So that tells you that we did create chances. Again, 2 seasons back-to-back, we've conceded the least amount of goals. We just did not score enough goals last season. Now that we've fixed certain things in the places of, for example, bringing in an out-and-out 9 that knows how to put the ball in the back of the net, we might not have the most fluid front 3, but if we concede the least amount of goals and we put the ball in the back of the net and rely on what we're good at, which is defending the game and seeing it through and out, I think we win the league.
I don't think the defense is going to do you much justice. I think Liverpool, I swear they conceded 2 less goals than you, if I'm correct. If not, I might be wrong. There might be 2 more. Also,
it was around the same. Yeah.
Also, I think you can't. The way Chelsea defend is not to be looked upon, like looked over, should I say? I don't think you can look over that. The way they defend is mad. They're hungry. There's something hungry about Chelsea for me. I'm not going to even disrespect Arsenal too much. I feel like, is Arteta fluid enough to change things? So let's say Saka did get injured. It's like, does he have the balls to kind of change it to like a more of a 4-4-2 and put Havertz and Gyökeres up front? That could be your. Would he do something like that? I don't know if he would. I think he'd be reluctant to do that. Maybe even play.
He did last year with Trossard.
Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of questions. One sec. Let's say Liverpool get Isak, which they probably will. They got Ekatike, and he's showing that he can probably play in it. That's the biggest difference. They can play Wirtz off the left if they wish. They got Gakpo. They got a young buck. They got on the right hand side. They can play a Frimpong now if they want. If Salah's not there, you got to look at Chelsea. Look, bro, they got option upon option. They got the best midfield in the league. No one can tell me different. Yeah, they got options upon options, and I thought midfield is your base to win something. Go look at Man City. You take away Haaland now. They still got Marmoush. Actually, you'd say they looked a little bit more fluid when Marmoush was playing up front. They got loads of options and they're chasing Rodrigo. Do you know what I mean?
Me.
That's why I'm kind of there.
Kaz, Manchester United and Arsenal have the 2 toughest starts to the season. We played the most big teams to start the season. We play each other. We play Liverpool. Do you play Liverpool in your first couple of games?
Man City's got a hard start as well, by the way.
No. Mathematically, based on difficulty of schedule, Arsenal and Manchester United have 2 of the toughest starts of the season.
I was going to
having Old Trafford, St. James's Park, and Anfield out of our first 6 games. If we can get through that period unscathed, I feel like we could really have a good solid base for a strong title charge.
I hear it, but remember,
when it comes to Chelsea,
Man City's got Brighton away, Tottenham, United, Arsenal are going to be a tricky Everton, and that they got Aston Villa not around the corner as well. It's not like everyone's got to play each other in it. At the end of the day, it don't matter who's got an easy start. I think it's more who could build momentum. I think you're going to be fine between now. Obviously, you're going to lose this first game, but after that game, you'll be fine until about Feb. That's the way I look at it. But again, you got 17 days.
All right, let's get into this first game. What makes you so confident?
I'm good. You know what though? I'm not. I don't know if I can't lie. Can I throw a little spanner in there? The difference is, I think your defense is going to be much better than others. Yeah, like Liverpool's. Am I the only one that's got that little reservation about Liverpool's defense for coming up for next year, this season?
A little bit, yeah. I've been thinking about it.
Is it one of them?
And Dijk looks a little bit sus. I can't lie.
Yeah. There's something.
I also have questions over Man City's and Chelsea's defense.
Yeah, Man City's definitely. I think they got a lot, but I think having Rodri there, regardless, even though he's not defensive, you can't. The way he controls the game when he is back, and I think they're going to trust Nico Gonzalez as well.
Look, again, for me, I think
it's a huge. Yeah, like you can't just dismiss that, bro. Can't dismiss that.
I think
they don't have a right back.
It's the fine margins. It's the fine margins.
Yeah, it's going to be fine margins. I feel like you're not going to score as much as probably Liverpool, Man City, but you're going to have, in my opinion, probably the best defense.
Let's look at last season. We scored 69 goals, conceded 34 goals. Bringing in a striker. Can Gyökeres give us 15 goals for the season? I'm asking a question. Do you think Gyökeres can?
Yeah, I do. I think it gives you more than that.
No, I mean, so if Gyökeres,
how many?
15 goals. I'm saying like I'm doing something based on last season. We scored 69, conceded 34. If Gyökeres adds 15 to the 69 that we were able to pull off last season, that puts us in the 70 closer to 50.
But that's not how it works. He's replacing goals as well.
I know, Kaz. I'm not saying that's how it works.
All right, how many assists did Havertz get?
Havertz was also injured for how long?
Yeah, but how many assists did he get? I said how many assists did he get last season?
I don't remember how many assists he got last season, but I can pull that up.
I'm getting out myself as well. Pause. So you got 9. You got 9.
Havertz had
3
assists.
That should be easy. Goals. Then again, that should be easy to kind of. See, the thing is, I know it's easy to look at a stat and say we should improve that and that. I don't think it works like that because having a Gyökeres ain't going to be like having Havertz. You're going to lose more control in that. Have you never thought about that? And also, there's one mantelpiece that you're going to talk about. Zubimendi's not going to be as great as Partey defensively either. He's just going to have something which I think he can up the tempo a little bit quicker.
Which is why
Partey was a liability defensively, though. I'll disagree with that. Zubimendi actually has better interception numbers than him. So he's actually a better defender. He just looks like he's not because you're looking at a Ghanaian player and like a Spanish player.
Did you not just hear what my man said? They had the best defense and stuff like that. Partey was their best player last year. He was a big contribution.
Partey was our best midfield player.
Nah, he was your best player.
No, his contribution defensively, his defensive numbers.
Who was your best player last year then?
His defensive numbers were not.
Our best player was Declan Rice.
No, he wasn't. It was Partey. Partey was better. Just don't get sold because he scored a couple. Yes, he was.
I'm not gonna lie.
Half of the season,
this whole Partey thing is forced because Partey had so many stinkers that people always say he's our best midfielder. It's an agenda, bro. Declan Rice,
it's your agenda.
Objectively, was the best midfielder at the back end of the season. To start the season, Partey wasn't even our most consistent.
So the back end of the season, because I remember start of the season, I remember everyone talking about Partey, yeah. And second of all, I hear more about Declan Rice after he scored 2 free kicks against Real Madrid, and I didn't hear that beforehand.
No, but he also scored a winner versus Manchester United a couple years back.
Declan Rice wasn't that good, Lars. Like, for his standard, for what he produced the season before, in my opinion, he wasn't as good as what he was. I think
Declan Rice last season had his best season of his career, statistically and performance-wise.
Oh my God, give it a rest.
He did. PFA player of the season, PFA team of the season, Premier League team of the season, Champions League team of the season, plus overall performances week in, week out. Yes, Partey was a steady Eddie.
These are Arsenal stats from last season, right?
Give it a rest. Give it a rest. Stats.
You can see I test Partey looked a certain way. Partey is not even in top assist, top scorer. In none of the stats. And if I go to his
if you're looking at stats, then okay, Declan Rice took your corners, so he's gonna obviously have a lot more assists, and also he plays in the 8, so of course he's gonna have a lot more. Why this is why stats are dumb. This is why stats are just bare dumb.
Let's look at interceptions.
This is such a low IQ conversation right now.
We were talking about you were talking about Thomas Partey, who's the person I pulled up right here, saying he was that defensive, and I'm like, okay, let's look at his defensive stats as compared to other players.
Look at Zubimendi's stats last defensive stat last season. Let me know.
I'm talking about
okay. Zubimendi actually in like the 80th percentile.
He's everybody else on the Arsenal squad, not Zubimendi. I don't care about Zubimendi until now.
Until now.
Zubimendi was not on my squad last season, so why should I care about his?
You know something?
That's how you do things, though.
One second. There's no point of arguing. You're gonna see because I think you're underestimating Zubimendi and you're overrating Thomas Partey. Overrating Thomas Partey has been a consistent thing within every single fan base because they've been using it as a stick to beat Declan Rice with and a stick to beat Arsenal with. Thomas Partey is overrated. He was never as good as everyone makes him out to be. Defensively,
all right, cool. So, when I go on your Twitter right now and I type in Partey, you're not gonna
type in overrated. Type in overrated. Cool. You should see Partey.
No, not in December.
I literally had the whole Arsenal fan base out on my neck saying, "What are you talking about?" I said this 2 summers ago that Thomas Partey.
I'm gonna check before his contract right now. I'm gonna wait.
He compared him to Rodri, which was an absolute joke to compare Thomas Partey to Rodri because he did nothing close to Rodri in the defensive end. He was very suspect in the defensive end last season in general.
Declan Rice looked really good today in the final third. Thomas Partey really unlocked him, so he must have played well then. All right.
This is Partey's defending.
Thomas Partey 2 assists for PSG. We can't even score. That's when you start to hate him, of course.
1 tackles, 1 percentage, duels 1.
Wait. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Web Sport, good. Partey is staying May the 10th before his contract ran out. So don't tell me he's overrated. You wanted him to stay clearly. You said good, he's staying.
Of course. I wanted him to stay.
Okay.
People wanted him to stay.
How do people?
People wanted him to stay as a backup.
April 29th. Partey. One sec. Partey is a big miss.
Yeah, because if you're missing a player during the season, you're not going to change players.
No, you said he's super overrated, man. You said super overrated.
Whatever, man. All I'm saying is, for me,
that's a lucky guy. I'll be real.
We got a replacement.
If he was here, I don't think you'd be saying that about him.
No, bro.
Hold on. Here's another one. I got the best tweet of them all. April 12th. Thomas Partey contract season has been amazing. What happened when we give him a 1-year extension? April 12th.
Stop. Look at this.
What are we doing?
September 2023. There you go. September 2023. Most overrated players in the Premier League top 6. Who do I have for Arsenal?
Yeah, but that's not a surprise because guess what? Don't do that because he was injured a lot, and I remember that season he couldn't stay fit, and I remember don't try to run that agenda. I'm not dumb. This is don't. I said April 12th, not after. I remember Staffy. Let me ask you a question. When do players' contracts run out?
June.
The what?
What, June? Was it first or the 31st? First, yeah.
So it runs out, yeah. I think so. Anyways, even if it's 30 or not, he was leaving. So before that, in 2025, April 12th, May, you was praising him. Now all of a sudden, he's super overrated because he said that back in 2023. Imagine that.
People in the chat,
forget all that.
One second. People in the chat will tell you I've been called a person who has an agenda against Partey for a long time.
Maybe. Yeah, but he just pulled up evidence for 4 months ago. I don't care. Respectfully, I don't care what you said 2 years ago.
I put up evidence 2 years ago.
What have we said about stuff? What you said about players 2 years ago?
Hold on, Miguel. If you had a take 2 years ago and then you change it today, you'd say, "But I adapted to new information." He literally showed a tweet from 4 months ago where you adapted to new information, and now you're taking us back to 2 years ago. You can't have it both ways. You can't choose when the old take counts more and when the new take counts more. I can only go based on what you said last. The last thing you said about Partey is whatever that tweet was.
The last thing I said about
you gotta hold the L.
You went into my contract extension.
The last thing I said about Partey is Zubimendi is a massive upgrade.
No, to be fair,
he was gone. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when he was still your player.
To be fair, he said it in May when he was linked with Kimmich and that, so I'll give him that one, to be fair.
Either way, bro, listen, I rate Zubimendi. I don't think Partey was overrated. I think you're just doing this.
You did really want Zubimendi, though. I'll give you that. I can see all of that stuff. I've known that since about January. You really wanted Zubi. But I think
Zubimendi adds something a little bit more different to you guys.
I remember your tweets as well, and I know that it's embedded, but you wanted Zubimendi and Partey. That's what you wanted your options to be. But obviously,
because I did not think we were going to go and.
Why is he a massive upgrade again? Can I ask you? I just want to know your opinion.
1 second. I was concerned my club was not going to go and do the smart thing and replace 2 for 2. I thought they were going to be cheap and go 2 for 1. And next thing you know, we're short now in the midfield. I was really worried about the midfield. But the fact that they quickly pivoted and got 2 midfielders in, it relaxed me and made me calm down. Because now Norgard, as much as people don't rate him that much, Jorginho to Norgard is not a big downgrade. I think it's actually an upgrade for somebody who played 38 games last season, where Jorginho couldn't even play that many games last year. But let's bring it back to the Manchester United-Arsenal game, because I feel like we've gone a little bit far away from the game. Let's bring it back quickly. I don't feel like there's the same buzz over the start of the season about this specific game as it usually would be, because the most of the buzz is around the transfer window and everyone's transfer window. But this game, usually you'd see combined 11s, you'd see everything else. It's just that people think Manchester United, a little bit unknown. Arsenal should be the better team. Everyone's predicting Arsenal wins.
Wait, United are unknown how? How are we unknown?
Because you have a new attack. You have a whole new attack.
Oh, okay. So, like, it's unknown how we're going to play.
Yeah, unknown how.
I thought you said we're like just an unknown team. I was like, what was that?
No, unknown entity in the sense of how you guys are going to play. But
I mean, sure, you can say unpredictable. There we go. That's a better word.
Yeah. Unpredictable. That's better. People don't do combined 11s anymore. But
your football's also going to be unpredictable depending on who you start. Zubimendi's and something brand new. We know what you've done in a couple games, and don't do what sorry, that's a huge insult. Sorry, man, because I was about to say Hooks. Don't do what Hook said, yeah, and told me. Staffy, you're not that deluded, yeah. Sorry, I'm like, I actually quite like your take, Staffy.
Hook is actually becoming more negative lately.
No. He thinks you're going to win the league, but he doesn't believe in his manager. But he believes he's going to win the league, though, even though he don't like your manager. I must keep repeating that. It don't make sense to me, again. But
no, but that's what rivals do also.
Yeah, I don't get that. I don't get it.
Like, you must win the league, but in this, I had this argument with somebody. Someone told me, who's favorites? I said Liverpool favorites. So why do you think you're going to win the league? And then 2 minutes later in the stream, they said, you must win the league. I'm like, bro, pick one.
I love how your eyes just opened when you said that. You're like, you must win the league.
I'm like, pick one.
Gal, you've definitely caught the sun as well. You're glowing, mashallah. I'm not even going to cap. But I must say this, yeah. Please don't reference the Bilbao game. Everyone's had a piece of Bilbao. You know what Bilbao is? Yeah? Bilbao is the hood sket. That's what it's the hood J bags. You know what I mean? She getting passed around. Everyone having a little something. You know what I mean? Everyone's having a little something.
All right. What are you guys expecting from this game, though? Before we go,
I'm gonna be real. KG affair. I think it's gonna be KG.
I agree. I think it's going to be.
I think the game is going to be a lot closer than people think. I don't think you
It
guys
is
are
the
like.
first game of the season. It's never.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of
Listen,
rust. A lot of these players are not fit enough to play 90 minutes anyways. And if they play, they're not going to maintain the same level of football for 90 minutes. There's going to be parts where we're going to dominate the game. There's going to be parts where you dominate the game. I do expect
Probably
you to
more
dominate
parts.
the game more, but
Yeah,
I mean,
way more.
there's going to be a lot more for them, but you know what I mean? And it's just like, it's just such an obvious game to me that's going to be like a lot closer than people think. I was just on a stream with George and he said 3-1. And I'm like, in what world is this Arsenal team going to put 3 past us? I've played better Arsenal teams in better times in their season, and they still didn't put 3 past us. It's just not a thing that they do.
Staffy, I looked at it. This game has not had more than a 1-goal margin in Arsenal's favor in decades.
7 years.
When's the last time you beat us by like a couple? And I'm talking about
2018. And that
No,
was
how
only,
many- no, I mean,
that was only 2-1. I said by that they haven't scored more than 1 goal at Old Trafford in 7 years.
Bro,
What happened in 2018? What game was that?
When was the
Trying to
last time we
remember.
beat Manchester
Premier League.
United?
I think Antonio Valencia passed it backwards.
When
I
was
think
the
that was
last
the
time
game.
we beat
Do you remember?
Manchester
I
United?
don't remember that game.
Go on.
When was the last time we beat Manchester United by double digits? I mean,
Oh,
by,
double. You know, like
Double
2 goals.
digits.
by two.
Oh,
Sorry, by
no.
2 goals. By 2
That's
goal
said, bro. It
margin.
ain't basketball. Double
Yeah,
digits. What are you
by
trying
2
to
goal margin.
trying to put
I
10
know why I'm
past
saying
us?
double digits.
I mean, we
beat
nearly
you-
did.
We beat you at our ground by 2 goals, but not at your ground.
So,
I'm looking all the way back to 2010. Not
so
one
last
game.
okay, 2018 was 2-2. But bar that, you haven't scored. Okay, you scored 2 back in 2016, but we won by 3-2. 1-1. Flipping hell, bro. This is long, bro. You know what? Like our games are a lot tighter than what people make this game out to be.
It always is.
Bro, it's
Yeah.
like
I'd say
2-0,
probably the last
1,
time they
2,
would have
3,
smacked
2.
us would have been the early 2000s.
Even
That's
like
how far I'm going, and I
2023.
can't
Do
remember
you
anything.
remember how close we kind of were to beating them even when we even at their ground? They beat us 3-1, but we were in that game. But we
We would have been up 2-1 with 2 minutes left.
The last time you guys beat us in the league was 3-1 Manchester United in 2022.
22. That was, I was there for that game as well.
That
10
was
off first
Ronaldo,
season.
right? That was Ronaldo.
No.
Anthony debut, yeah.
Anthony debut. Do you remember?
Oh,
Ericsson
yeah, Anthony scored. Yeah.
You scored in like the first, I think, 8 minutes, but it got waved off because of it was so soft on Ericsson from
It's a
Erdegaard.
push on Ericsson.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
controversy about that.
Odegaard push on Ericsson. And
But
then
I'll be real. It's been tight affairs, but L's. Let's be real, L's. I mean, 4th of December. I mean, I kind of expected that, but even then, that Garnacho, if he got waved in, it would have probably been 1-0, but it wasn't in it. It didn't happen.
Hey, overall, I just think it's going to be a close game, and I think
Should have beat you last game as well, man.
Arsenal's going to come out with a victory because if we do get, if and when we do get a lead, I think we're going to be better set up to hold on to the ball.
1,000,000%. 1,000,000%.
And if you guys have to break us down late in the game and we set up shop defensively to try to shut out the game,
Guess what we got?
I think
We
can
got
shut it
2
out.
6'4" and a 6. We got a 6'4" and a 6'5" madman and a 6-foot man who likes headers these days because he can't run. Name's Casemiro. The other
bro, we
one's
finally have
Xerxes.
fucking height in this team. Oh my god, I was
And then
hating
You
this
know
shit.
how crucial that is? You're going to see it with the
Baz
set pieces.
Maguire, the lit heaven. Oh, I don't think heaven.
Sesko's going to help
Heaven's
you
gonna be
defend set pieces also.
I think he's going to start Staffy. I think he starts Sesko and brings on Xerxes afterwards. Because if he does this,
Really?
do you know why?
When has Amorim ever showed you that he'll do something like that?
No, you know what is? Look, I like the way we played, I suppose, against Fiorentina. Like they didn't really have a sniff. We had good possessions and stuff. But when it does go up to that focal point, which was Mason Mount at one point for the first half, yeah, he was moving the ball nicely and stuff. But it's like you're a midget basically compared to these big Fiorentina centre backs. What are you going to do against Gabriel? And they don't care if you've got the ball because they know more. 9 times out of 10, if you're going to do research, you know Mason Mount ain't scoring, not from open play.
Yeah, imagine Lisandro Martinez in training versus Sesko.
Yeah, like it makes no sense. He scored 2 yesterday, by the way, in the little preseason game, but not that it really matters. But I think like you should start with Sesko. Xerxes been training for a while. Don't get me wrong, but he's only come back into a week's worth of training session, I suppose. I think you should bring him on at the end. Sesko's a naturally athletic player. He's got natural fitness to him. It's kind of obvious. I would play him. I don't know if he's going to have a great game, but it's like, I don't want to see Cunha up front. I don't want to see Bruno in a 10. I don't want to see Mbuma. I don't want to see Cunha playing back to goal Forget that.
I want to see an organic 9 playing up there because we don't have anyone.
The only thing I can think of is putting in Boomer up front because of the breaks and running in behind. And I think that's just a little bit of.
But you have a fluid attack now. They all can interchange.
Yeah, I know, but it's about who's gonna give Gabriel and Saliba something to think about. I think Sesko naturally gives him something to think about. Never really played against him. I think his height, his jump, and everything. Don't get me wrong, it's good, but Gabriel and Saliba are much stronger than him in the air. Let's get back to goal. Sesko, I need to see more against good, strong unit of players. It's gonna be difficult. The only thing I can catch you out is if it's Ben White or Timber when they do the overlapping stuff or Skelly. That's why I want in Boomer. We need pace down our flanks. Someone that's going to stretch that pitch. Ahmad would never played against you last year. Dorg, who looks like he's rejuvenated. Like I need something. If you want to go dominate a bit more of the midfield and glide like a Leao did, I don't know if anyone agrees or disagrees. I'm going to need Cunha in that position, not Bruno, because Bruno ain't gliding past no Zubimendi.
Let's talk about this then. This is the predicted lineup. I think this is exactly what the lineup is going to be that Arsenal set up with, unless maybe Timber.
I actually think that's going to wait. Amas.
Why the fuck is Amas in centre back?
Yeah, they messed up.
He's one of our youngsters that's going out on loan to,
and he's a left wing back.
He's a wing back.
So take him out, put in the lit, and then for us, I think the only change you could potentially see is either Timber for Ben White or Miles for Calafiori. Those are the only other potential changes. Everything else is going to stay the same.
Do you know what? Yeah, hear me out here.
But I think
I don't know if Heaven's going to start. I don't know if Heaven's going to start, Staffy, for you.
I think he's injured. Yeah.
Yeah. No, he's fine. He's fine. No, he's been training. He's fine. But even then,
he trained since the Fiorentina game.
Yeah. It was fine. Yeah, he just.
So he'll play, bro, because he's not starting.
I think Yoro's going to go left centre back. I think Delit's going to go right centre back, and he's going to play Maguire.
Oh please, no.
Deep it. Yeah. Do you know what's mad about this one? The fact they don't have Partey. If you've got Sesko, Cunha's got a good leap on him, but I'd rather him take our corners. Casemiro, Yoro, who gets onto things. De Ligt, and let's say Heaven actually won all his duels, by the way, in pre-season, which is mad. No one knew that. You got Sesko up front,
which is why who played then.
When you deep it, bar Rice, Timber, I'd say as well. Saliba, Magalhaes. I'd say we've got quite a decent chance in set pieces.
Well, that's why Heaven has to play for the same exact reason you said. If they're that good on set pieces, Heaven is a unit, bro.
He's huge. It's about Declan Rice's whippers, bro. How do you stop them?
It's because they land on target, bro.
19, bro.
That crosses the corner on target. I don't see that too often.
If this was FIFA, we'd have 99 curve and corners 99.
Yeah, deadass. That game we played against them, the first Amorim game against Arsenal, it was just torture, bro. Watching every corner they won, they whip it on target.
Always at the back post, and I'd swear down, you can just 8 times out of 10, Gabriel's just leaping off someone's shoulders, man. It's pissed me. And guess who's there? The other post is Timber. Joke, man. And he's got a mad leap as well. He's a mad little athletic bastard, man.
I think the centre backs are going to be exactly what you see here, but put De Ligt. I didn't even know Heaven was back, but since you confirmed that, there you go. I think it's going to be Heaven, Euro, and De Ligt.
I haven't seen. He come off. What did he have? I think they said he had a little cramp. Pretty sure.
I honestly don't know what it was. I haven't looked into it.
I swear I saw him in the training pictures as well with Sesko in that.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's going to be the back three. Sesko, listen, I understand what you said, but I think it's a bit of a brave shout to think that he's going to start. Because I don't know if Ruben Amorim strikes me as that person who would, as soon as you would sign someone, just give him 90 minutes right away. You do make a good case, though. He's young. He is very athletic. It's not like the guy. He was training, by the way. Like,
never got Mazraoui. That's another big thing. I would hope in Mazraoui is going to be fit, and he would have locked up Saka, in my opinion.
Like he did good against Saka last season. Hey, don't laugh, Miguel. He already did.
What are we saying?
I'm not buying.
I don't want to play. Actually, I just remember. I don't want Shaw anywhere near this game. This guy always gets cooked by Saka.
Yeah,
Saka looks at him and he says barbecue chicken, bro.
I've got this vision at Emirates where he cuts inside and he does that bottom left. He just brother.
Yeah. I don't want to see that again.
That's one of his best goals.
He is one of his best goals.
What are we saying, guys? And then he did Rashford celebration.
Yeah.
Dickhead.
Yeah. What are you saying?
No, I think it's going to. I think that it's going to be It's never an easy game between United and Arsenal. It's never an easy game, regardless of who's on the pitch and who you have on your bench. It doesn't matter. All the years I've seen us play, it's always there's just something about those two teams whenever they play. especially like the innate hatred from both teams, like both clubs to themselves when they're on the pitch. It's a lot nicer these days, but I think this might end up being a 2-1 to Arsenal. And I say that because defensively, I think we can hold them out. Attacking wise, we can score 2 goals. It's not, I don't see how, because again, if any of your defenders track Gyökeres' run, you're freeing Saka up. If you double team Saka, you're freeing Gyökeres up. We now have
not
that.
Really, we have a utility defender right there because we do play 3 in the back.
I'm not saying you don't, but if you remember last season, one of the things that most teams did to Arsenal was to double team on Saka because that was our only outlet, right? And if you watch how Gyökeres plays, he also plays down to the left, which means Martinelli can come inside left. And we know how dangerous Martinelli can be on that inside left. That's why he scored majority of his goals.
You know what sounds mad though?
Martinelli's not dangerous on the inside left. Actually, that is the problem.
That's why he scored a bunch of his goals, though. Is what I'm saying. He may not be dangerous. I mean, scary, no. But I'm saying
when Jesus drifted,
he becomes the free man. Hold on, he becomes the free man who has scored majority of his goals from that position. If Gyökeres drifts to the left like he does and holds play for him,
that was like 3 seasons ago.
Can we have a little bit of context in this? It's because Jesus is very good at doing that naturally, and also he's quite creative. You don't want to really leave him alone. If Gyökeres wants to drift off to the left, I'd say let him do it.
You know,
I know, but again, you see, but that's the.
I wouldn't be surprised if Gyökeres drifts and you still.
Because you say let him do it, right? You're right, but the defender is not going to risk it because you don't know when he's going to.
No, but this is where
the defender might follow him.
This is where I'm quite confident, right? See, when you say double up on Saka and all this, look, one thing I know with Lenny Yoro and Heaven, especially Heaven is probably better at 1v1s than Yoro. He just don't have the PR for it. When do we ever see I've seen it once, but he was knackered. It was his first preseason game, and that was against Bowen in the 70th minute when he just gave him a little bit too much space. But that was open situation. I'm quite comfortable with Heaven because his recoveries are insane. Like, I don't feel like people are grasping it. A lot of Arsenal fans don't want to hear it because we got him from you for 1 million. But I think there's one thing about him. I think give the kid motivation to play against his former club, in my opinion. But and also, see, I've noticed one thing with Arsenal. You can't give them space in it. You play up a higher line against a Gyökeres, you're finished. All it takes is a Zuba Mendy, Saliba switch, Timber, Skelly. It's difficult to catch them.
Changing how we press. Did you?
But I think if you play a mid block, mid to lows, and play on transition, which I think is going to be the case because naturally it will be the case, and don't let Arsenal think we're going to have the ball. Right, I think that way you stop Saka and you stop Gyökeres in behind space, a little bit like how they do it with Haaland. If you do that, you stop a little bit of that.
But again, you're looking at last season. The last game that we played, we actually held the ball more on our side and allowed them to press us and created that space.
You mean at Old Trafford?
No, not. I said our last preseason game. The last. I'm saying we've changed how we. So if you're talking about, if you're talking about
Bilbao again, like you're going off the hood hole. I hear it.
I'm not talking about. I'm saying like again. Just because now we finally signed a striker. Since Aubameyang, we've not had a 9. We now have a 9.
That's true.
Which means we're going to change the way we kind of play because we have to create space for that 9. You know, we've always played with a Gabriel Jesus, whatever we played with. You know. And Mikel Marino, but now we're playing with an out-and-out 9 that knows how to run in behind, knows how to run with the ball as well, which is a Gyökeres. So, and if you notice, when we played the last preseason game, Arsenal would play out from the back and hold the ball out in the back. Saliba and what's his name? Saliba and Saliba, I think had some of the most touches because they always kept the ball. Then Zubimendi back. We allow you to press, open up that space, and that's where Gyökeres.
But you're missing one key thing, key thing, and
wrap it up here.
And I don't get it. The difference is when you've got like a Havertz or someone like that, even Marino to a small degree because he's more of a midfielder, is that you got that hold up and that he can give you one touch goals and stuff. That's not Gyökeres' strength.
I know, but that's
you know something, guys. We're gonna have to revisit this.
You see how Havertz scored his goal? The created space. Break off in the middle of the line.
I literally have to go. We're gonna have to revisit this.
We changed
one thing I will say is we can have this conversation afterwards. I think both teams have a lot to show, and it's the first game of the season. Let's see how things work out. For now, I got a narrow Arsenal win. You guys have a narrow Manchester United win. Staffy, you predicted a Man United win, right?
No, I think said 1-1.
All right, first. All right, we're gonna end it off here. Deo, you said Arsenal win 3-1, right?
2-1.
2-1. All right, there you go. Have yourselves a wonderful day, guys. I'm gonna send you over to Halftime Hooks. He's live, and you already know what it is. By the way, are you live later tonight, Staffy, or?
Yeah, I'm live tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's midnight UK time. Special edition of American Waffle, just so we can talk about the Premier League kicking off. We usually do it on Mondays, but just an extra episode done on Thursday this week.
Kaz, what about you? Day off?
No, I'm not.
Oh, me? No, I'm not doing. I can't be asked, man. Unless it's breaking news, man. I might just drop something else, but.
There you go. All right, you guys have a wonderful day.
Live 24 hours, 7 days. There's another cast channel that is 24 hours live. Just
hey, there you go. Have a good day, guys. We're out of here. Peace.
All right, man.